Good morning, afternoon, or evening, everyone. Today, I'm going to be covering the Tier 8 super light cruiser, the San Diego, because you can actually obtain the San Diego for free. So I decided to cover for you the San Diego. Now, I do have an original review for it where I cover it in 2 matches, but this is going to be a live commentary game, actually, surprisingly. Normally, I do fixed recordings. I used to do live commentary only back in the day. Sorry, not live. Yeah. And but this one I want to do live commentary as well because I don't have much time otherwise to record today. But this is the build I'm going to be running on the screen. Feel free to take a look and pause the video if you want to. But let's continue into the match. So the San Diego, what does it do? Well, I believe it's an Atlanta class. If it is the name of the class, Atlanta class light, super light cruiser here. We have 3 of those in the game now, at least American real ones that were built, because there is, of course, the Chumfen, but that one doesn't really count. So we have the Atlanta, the Flint, and the San Diego. I do believe I have reviews on all 3 of those ships, but yes, the San Diego. My personal favorite is Atlanta, actually, but this one's pretty cool. This one has a heal, which is the only one with a heal. It also gets reload booster, 33%, not 50%, and it gets sap and armor piercing. No HE on this one, unlike the others. Well, the others don't have sap, so you're kind of trading that HE for sap, which you could see as a good thing. It can also be a bad thing because we also can't light fires, which is pretty cool, actually. I enjoy lighting fires in WoWs a lot. The AP is a bit useless overall, so you're kind of donating that. If it was HE and sap, like the Italian destroyers, I believe, it will be really cool. Having AP and sap isn't as useful on this caliber of gun because we're not really going to be citadeling that many things, to be honest. So, ooh, this is a bad position, maybe. We can reverse, so it's not that bad. This is one of those ships where you kind of have to be semi-decent at the game to play. Not really because it's some super hard ship to play, I would say, but more importantly, it is a super light cruiser, so your armor scheme just isn't there to protect you. Realistically, it's not that good. It's actually pretty bad. But we have decent offensive capabilities. That doesn't mean it's the best offensive capabilities at the tier, but they're pretty decent. Like I said, we've got these saps, so we can do some decent damage, especially to these cruisers and to battleship superstructures. Now, to be 100% accurate with you, it does pen 36. That means we can actually pen same tier battleships overall, especially if you meet something like a Monarch potentially, where it's covered in 32, or even a Richelieu. But when we're going to be facing those lower tier battleships, well, you're going to cover most of those, pretty much every single location on most of those. Not all of those, because I think Synop does exist, but that's okay. For the tier 9 battleships and tier 10 battleships, which you will be facing as well, you have to be a bit cautious. And you have to kind of know where to aim on their armor schemes because they're going to have slightly better armor on some of them ships. As you can see, we're doing decent damage to this Cleveland. I believe, maybe don't quote me here because I'm not 100% sure, unfortunately. But the arcs are better than these Atlanta arcs. Actually, I'm pretty sure I'm right there for sure. As you can see, look how fast the shells are going, which makes it pretty nice to use. As you can see, it doesn't require too much skill to actually aim the shells, unlike, for example, something like Atlanta. Now, there is a ship here, I just realized. It's actually probably a San Diego, because it was sap. Sap is semi-armor piercing, by the way. I know some of you know it as semi-armor piercing. I call it sap. So, it's up to you what you call it, of course. It's these red shells that we're using. Now, overall, what do I think of San Diego? Because it has been in the game for a while. It's not a new ship. San Diego is really good. I think it's actually an awesome ship that is... Well, it's even more awesome because now it's free to obtain. And how do you obtain it? You have to play these new operations that Wargaming have released. And they're relatively simple to play. The only big downside of them is you have to have a bit of a time commitment in terms of how many games you're going to play, because it does take a while to get the stars. But overall, it's pretty easy. They're not hard games. You can pretty much get 3 to 4 stars every game. Definitely 4 almost every game. 5 is a bit harder, so 5 is going to be the hardest to get sometimes because it does require some patience, which unfortunately most random players will not have. If you do set up a team of your friends and you organize a bit, it doesn't really require too much organization. You just discuss a bit the objectives. You can definitely get 5 stars almost every game, maybe if you just talk together and see what you're gonna do. And like that, if you just obtain all the stars and you get as much stars as possible, you will end up unlocking the San Diego, which is awesome because it's a free tier 8 ship. I think that's awesome that you guys can get this ship for free. But otherwise, I mean, in general, it's a decent ship. Like, in terms of the actual ship, not just the price, it is good. It is good. It's not going to be like a mines in terms of damage farming. No way. The fact that you don't have that HE, you can't light those fires. Of course, you're not going to get huge damages. Also, the DPM, I mean, even though you're shooting every 5.5 seconds, I mean, it is sap, sure. But, so you do get slightly improved damage over HE. But like I said, since you're not going to be getting fires, you are going to rely on just raw pen damage. Which you can get because you do get that improved penetration on sap, so that's pretty nice to have. I actually want to go bow into this San Diego and either rush at him or just cross the map and go fight the Nagato. We're almost on 100,000 damage. By the way, do let me know if my microphone is too loud in this video. I would love for you guys to tell me. And I don't think I told you in a previous video, but I'm sure some of you are wondering why I haven't been... why I took my break there. Realistically, I actually got a job. I'm not going to disclose what job I have, but as you know, I did graduate my master's degree in around March of this year. And now I got a job and I have to work full time. So I can't stream as much, for example, and I can't create as much YouTube content for you guys. But I'm trying my best to at least catch up a bit now and try to play a bit more. And hopefully we can keep it going like this because it doesn't really take too much out of my day to record a video now and then. So hopefully you'll see me a bit more regularly than you did in the past 4 months. And that's not really that hard because I didn't really stream at all or do anything in the last 4 months. And I do apologize for that. I know some of you guys have been waiting to watch some videos. Some of you have not, but that's okay. Yeah, I hope you have been enjoying the resurgence of content. Of course, not a lot, but I've posted a few videos now and I hope you're still enjoying. I do need to get back into the groove of talking because I'm not sure if I'm doing a good job and talking about the gameplay. There's not really much to talk about here. We just sat behind an island and now we're kind of walking towards the enemy battleships. So in terms of actual gameplay, I didn't really get to talk about much this game because there's not much. In terms of San Diego playstyle, it's kind of just find an island, sit behind it, use the sap. Try to minimize open water gameplay as much as possible. It's pretty much like playing in Atlanta. Even though you have the heal, you still have to be cautious because you are playing at a higher tier bracket. Now in this case, we're still playing against tier 6 to 8s. So we pretty much are chilling. But you are going to get those tier 10 matches where you need to sit behind the rocks and be really careful. Or else you will die. So be careful. But as I was saying, I hope you're still enjoying the content maybe. If you want me to cover more ships, do let me know. I'm trying my best to cover the new ships. Not new ships, but these are ships that are currently being re-released. Like, for example, you saw me post a Johnston video last week. You saw me cover Missouri because it's also available for sale soon. And you also see me now covering the San Diego. So if you want to see any more videos, do let me know. Even ships that are older. I know a lot of you guys have requested Alberico, and I really want to cover it, but, you know, I have to say, I'm having a bit of a hard time playing it. It's not really, even though I do like gunboat destroyers, it's not really exactly what I enjoy playing. I'm not sure, it just feels a bit big and bulky, but I'm trying my best. Well, I haven't really played it that much. I played it like 2 games. But I'll try my best to play it a bit more to see if I can get a video for you guys. Oh, we got Confederate, but unfortunately we do not have Halsey. We would have had that reload buff here, which is pretty cool. We're up to 141,000 damage, and we do still have a reload booster available to us. So, but sadly, I don't think we're going to be able to farm anything with that reload booster. For those of you guys who own the San Diego, what do you guys think? Do you guys recommend those people to get it by grinding the operations? or not. I mean, it's free, so there's not really any downside except, like I said, time commitment, of course. And if you don't want to commit that time, I do believe it's still available for sale for actual cash or doubloons. But, you know, since it's obtainable for free, you should totally try. And if you already own it, by the way, I believe you do get doubloon compensation of 11,000 doubloons, which is pretty solid. So it kind of inspires people to play these new operations, which is pretty cool. So that's pretty much this game in the San Diego. Like I said, we didn't really talk much about gameplay, guys. But there really wasn't much. It's just kind of sit behind the rock. And when you can go open water, you can. Like in our case, we pushed up because there was less teammates. That's the reason we pushed up. And of course, we tried to find and shoot them as much as possible. And that's pretty much our game here. I'm going to try to get this Cleveland, but if I don't... Yep, that's pretty much it. So let's go straight to the score screen. For personal score, we got 151,898 damage, 565 shell hits, 2 defended ribbons, 2 assisted incaps, 2 incapacitations, and 3 destroyed ribbons. Our achievement we got is Confederate. We also got first grade, which is not too bad. We got top of our team at 2.3k base XP, which is pretty decent. We were top tier, but we still got 2.3k base XP. Of course, it was an easy game for us at that tier. For detailed report, we got 52k on this Alabama, 24k on the Duke of York, 11k on the La Galissonière, 22k on the San Diego, 19k on the Tirpids, 17k on the Cleveland, and 3.5k on the Nagato. Our damage distribution, not really mixed. We only got sap damage this game, 151,000. And for damage received, only 6,000 received, which is not too bad. I guess we just sat behind the rock. And this is the credits and XP with green boosters, I believe. Yes, it is green boosters. For our commander, I have Last Stand, Gun Feeder, and Consumable Specialist. You don't really need Gun Feeder, actually. You can probably swap it with something else. Probably Incoming Fire Alert, maybe. Demolition Expert is actually... pretty sure it's useless. The reason I have it is probably this build is actually for another ship, funnily enough. But I guess I'm sharing it. Oh, this is my Atlanta build, maybe. No, it's not. It's definitely not. I need the FAG on that one. I don't know what this build is for, guys. But it's good for San Diego. You just have to remove Demolition Expert and you probably take... probably Hydro Duration, probably I would take. Or the AA Tier 2 skill. Maybe. Or you can just remove the Gun Feeder and Demo Expert and take... No, you can't. It's useless, this one. Whatever. Let me just read. We have Heavy HE and Sap Shells, which is actually useful. Adrenaline Rush, which is actually useful. Superintendent, which is actually useful. And Concealment Expert, which is also actually useful. What you could actually do is remove Gun Feeder and the reload time on the consumables and Demolition Expert. And you could probably take Top Grade Gunner, even though you have good detection. You could still take it. You could also take Outnumbered, or you could also take AA Defense and ASW Expert. You have options. But this is what I have, so it is what it is. Concealment System Mod 1, Prop Mod 1, Aiming System Mod 1, Hydro Search Mod 1, and Main Armaments Mod 1 for my equipment there. For the armor layout for the San Diego, we've got 16mm nose and side and deck and aft armor, so pretty much nothing. For the Citadel, as you can see, it's external. It sits above the water. It's pretty easy to hit. So be careful when you go full broadside. You can get Citadel pretty hard, especially against cruisers. Battleships might have a harder time at closer ranges. That's when we're going to be using broadside technology because the ship is a bit thin. But that doesn't mean you are Citadel proof. You might still get Citadel, so try to stay behind those rocks as best as you can. For the exterior, for the San Diego, we've got this gorgeous camouflage, this two-tone dark gray, or it looks like maybe even a dark blue, and a light gray. And for our alternate, this one looks actually pretty decent as well. We've got a dark blue and a dark gray. That's pretty cool. I believe this one's actually the historical camo. We've also got the 1776 San Diego camo available here with the Statue of Liberty up front, which says July 4th, and then probably the year 1975, maybe. No, 1776, of course. I'm sorry. But you got the American flag on the side with some bricks. Pretty cool indeed. So that's the San Diego looks-wise. Now in terms of how to obtain it and how to check for how to obtain it, I'm sure you guys already know about all of this. But let's take a look here. So we're going to click in the name of tomorrow. So this is going to be your operations you're going to be playing. It says World War II operations. Basically, you're going to have to switch to this game mode. You either click that or you can switch the game mode to here. The name might change, by the way. It's not always World War II operations. And all you have to do is unlock all of these. So I did level 1. You're going to do level 2, level 3, and level 4. When you finish everything, you're going to click the I button, and it's going to show you here featured rewards. You're going to get San Diego. If you already own it, you get, I believe, 11,000 doubloon compensation. And you also get a tank point commander, and you get triumphant Iowa permanent camouflage. So that's pretty awesome. All right, so if you want to buy it for direct purchase, unfortunately, I don't think you can, actually. I thought you could, but I was completely wrong because I couldn't find it in the armory. So yeah, but you can obtain it for free in this In the Name for Tomorrow event, so that's pretty awesome. That is the San Diego, guys, and that's pretty much this review for it. Do let me know what you think. I think this ship is pretty awesome, actually. You can have some hard times playing it if you're less experienced at the game. And you can, even if you're experienced, you might have some bad games just depending on what the matchmaking is going to be like. But overall, I think the San Diego is an awesome ship that you should totally get for free here in this event. If you can, of course, spare the time to grind it. But that's pretty much the San Diego, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Do let me know in the comments what you thought, and please leave a like and try to sub to the channel because it does help me out a lot in terms of the algorithm, guys. So thank you so much for watching, and that's it. And let me know what ship to cover in the next video. Big fan.